This is like how I started. I started with the Pacino.
Oh, true.
You know, yeah, bro.
Throwback.
The throwback gold Pacino. Now it's a little rusted, but you know, just slides in there. You just put it. Very simple. Boom. Then I went to the Falcon, which is, you know, just slide it on
blade.
Swing blade. Absolutely, clean it, and then you just open it up. Boom. Throw that in there. Throw that blade in there like that. Boom. Hold it. Slide it. Now I'm going a little innovative with the Focus Slim AA. That's it, man. It's all about innovation and style and, you know, whatever suits you.
Did it just drop out?
It just dropped out, yeah. Alright guys, so I just got this new blade holder made in Italy, registered 100% aluminum. It's called Focus Slim AI. Open it and slide it up like that.
That's wild.
It's sick, right? Just put the little blade here. This is kind of like the hardest part for me, just because the blade doesn't stay all the way, but today I got lucky.
Yeah.
Just slide it right in there and it holds perfectly, honestly. I mean, there's no actual proper way of using it. It's just what I do is I usually just grab the hair, pull it this direction, and I just go with the ends of it. I just angle it like this direction. I don't know if this is 45 degrees, but I angle it in that way. You can also go inside of the hair too, and then just chop that up, you know?
What are you doing that for?
This is more for texture, for more movement in the front. You know, so there's some type of movement. Now you see like the front standing up a bit more. Yeah, and just follow that line right here. You can also point cut the front too. It's many ways.
My station right now is looking real crazy. And honestly, it usually does not look this crazy, I promise. It's like, what is that? What is that? I just had 3 back-to-back, and then so like in between each one I decided to sweep up. I didn't really clean up my station as much. It only takes like 2 minutes. But I'm not a believer in keeping your stations dirty because you have a busy day, you know what I mean? I'm just not. So I'm gonna have to clean it up right now before my next comes. What's going on, y'all? Back here. Man, just finished cleaning up. I'm a little like beat today, so bear with me. On the video I did a few days ago, or last week rather, called Why Clients Don't Care How Well You fade, right? I went into a bit of detail of what service is, and people ask like, what is a better service, or what is improving service, or what is increased prices, increased services, or whatever that means. Great feedback on that video. Appreciate you guys for watching and all that. But I found something very interesting. Blake P says, oh, that leads me to another great topic for a future video. How, when, and how much to raise your prices. The industry buzzwords are know your worth. But what does that actually mean? Really great question. And a very like ambiguous topic in the barber industry, because typically a little bit of it is arbitrary, a lot of it is objective, and we're gonna really get into that right now. And it's crazy because I feel like in the barber industry, this is really something that like people don't really know. They just talk about. But it's like there are literal fields discussing and understanding what this is. Let's get into it. So I saw some things on Instagram. This one picture that's really been floating around today. It says, my prices are based on my talent, not your budget. That's not true. That's just not true. Another picture I see a lot on Instagram is, you know, when they show a bunch of like clippers, a bunch of all the gear, then they put the prices by it and they say, this is why my prices are this high. Hold on. All right, so went to the gym after I finished at those last few clients, and I realized that I didn't finish my thought when I was doing the videos. But since I'm pretty much done with the edit and not gonna do any more editing, I'm just gonna send this straight through, just me and y'all. This is raw, all cuts. It's gonna be staying in here anyway. But those two statements just aren't true. Like, your prices are completely and utterly dependent on the budget of those who purchase your product. Completely, because guess what? If it's out of the budget, you don't have any business. Your business is only as good as the person who's willing to pay for it. If it's out of their budget, then you don't have a business. Like, I don't understand. Like, what are people doing? This is my thing, right? When it comes to barbers, sometimes we can get into a place where we think our value is just insurmountable. Like we're better than the clients, or better than, you know, at the end of the day, it's symbiotic. You know what I'm saying? I have a value and you respect that value. You want that value, so you pay for it. If you don't respect that value, then if all of a sudden everybody in the world rather get cut by robots than barbers, then we're all out of luck. Thank God that won't happen, because barbering is built on relationships, not on just a haircut. But anyway, that's just a point. Secondly, we talk about the gear, right? I know some barbers who, they just like purchase every clipper that comes out, and they have a few of them, you know, like they don't have to be booked. Like, I know there's one dude talking about he collects them. Like, look, the amount of clippers you have doesn't really equate to the value that you provide. Again, it comes all the way back to what Blake P was talking about when it comes to know your worth. What is worth? Your worth is not what you think you are. It's what the market thinks you are. The market, for lack of better terms in this situation, would be everybody who wants a haircut, right? Everybody who wants a haircut looks at what you do and they question all the stuff you provide. How much would I pay for that, right? And in a nutshell, that is exactly what it is to have worth, right? So when we say know your worth, know your value, you have to understand what the market is willing to pay for what you're doing and price tag it on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the market says, the market meaning everybody who's getting a haircut doesn't want to get a haircut above $50, then you cannot raise your price above $50. You can't, because the moment you do, you don't have any more customers. That's just supply and demand. I'll break it down some more for you guys. So as a business, I want to gain as much profit as possible. If I can raise my prices to 200 and still get the same clientele, we all would keep it, you know, because now when it comes to the client or the customer, they're willing to get it for as low as possible, right? And that's the relationship we have with supply and demand. So we supply the product, and the demand is what people are willing to pay for it. Now, let's say you can only do a certain amount of haircuts in a week. Say you can only do like 100. You have 200 people weekly that want your haircut. What that means is you need to price it so that you only get the 100 that care about your haircut. You get what I'm saying? So pricing is just communication. Too many people are staying at $15 or $20 because they feel good. They feel like they're philanthropists or something like that. Like they're doing the customer good if they keep their prices low. In supply and demand, you raise your price for the customer. I'm gonna say that again. When it comes to supply and demand, you raise your price for the customer because you want to provide the best service you can to the people who want it most. And a great analogy I can really think of for you guys is like, so you have a fine china or like a nice glass. Like my mom has these things up here, right? You see these glasses up there? They're all up there in a cabinet. Why? Why are they up there? Because they're valued. They're valued at that high standard. So the only people who can get it are the ones who value it enough to go to it, open it up, and get the glass, right? Now, we put them in there, we contain them, and we put them at a higher point because we value them. Imagine if we put it on the floor where a dog can kick it, where a kid can kick it. You know, now you put it lower, then more people have access to it. And if more people have access to it, then more people will engage with it. You only want people to engage with it if they want to, I don't know, throw a party or have a nice dinner, or people who care to use it for what it's valued for. You have to put it up there for those who care for it to go up and get it. It's the same thing with pricing. When it comes to pricing, you don't want to bring it too low so that it's accessible to the people who don't care about it as much. Because then what's going to happen is you're going to get really booked. And the people who really care about your service cannot access you. The glass or the china might get kicked and broken. You know what I'm saying? So now you've made it more accessible to those who really don't care and those who do care. But the people who access it are the ones who get there first. When you don't use pricing to communicate value, you allow first come, first serve to do it. First come, first serve is a terrible motto because then it has nothing to do with if I care about you and your services, and only cares it's if I just want to get a haircut real quick. So let's go back to the analogy when you can only cut 100 people and and 200 people want your services. You need to raise your price until only 100 people want your services, because now you're weeding out the people who don't really care about your service. They only do it because of the price. If you got people with you because of your price, and those are the people who are going to like be coming late, tell you how to do your job, or they don't really value you. In all businesses, they want to provide a service to a person who wants that service. That's it. And if you want to know any more details on how raising prices actually benefits clients, I can definitely expound on that in a later video. But any more questions, leave them in the link below. And when it comes to your clippers, it doesn't matter how expensive your shears are. If you can't cut my hair well, you can't charge high. You can't charge premium. No matter if you have a Walmart clipper or if you have a Babyliss FX811, you know what I'm saying? Like, or Andis Master. If you suck, you suck. I don't care how much money you put into the craft if the value doesn't shine through. So that's all I gotta say for today. I've talked for 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys in the next one.